Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Gemini for the end of June. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and get into this reading here. See what's coming to a close for you here as we close out the month of June. Now, the timeline on this reading will be from June 23rd all the way until July 10th. Reason I chose July 10th is that is the full moon in Capricorn. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get all the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you, Gemini. All right. Okay. Cool. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the Judgment card. All right, so the Judgment card, it can represent some sort of like epiphany or spiritual enlightenment that you may be going through. Okay, this is like an aha moment. Judgment card can really represent an aha moment in our lives. We've all had them. You've had them at some point at some moment or some point in your life. And yeah, that can be a deeply transformative type of energy. The Judgment card is one of the stronger cards that I find in the tarot. I kind of like to say that this is sort of like, if your life is a video game, this is sort of like the final boss, okay? The Judgment card comes forward right before you complete something in your life, because this card is the card that comes before the world, okay? And the world represents a major completion. So it may mean that there's like one hurdle that you're looking to overcome or surmount here during this time. You may have an epiphany, you may have an aha moment around something. Let's see what that might be around. But the Judgment card, it can also say that you're learning the results of something, okay, in your life as well. I like this idea of like rising up like a phoenix, you know, rising from the ashes. That could certainly be something that you're going through here, but let's see what this card may be talking about here as we look at the rest of the reading, okay? So you have a strong two-card combination to start off this reading here with the Judgment energy, and then we'll talk about the Death card in just a second. You also have Justice. Justice and Judgment is also, when I look at the words, like the combination of words, Justice and Judgment, that's like a really strong combination of words. I always say that that's pretty strong. Those cards are very similar. There's some karma here that's showing up, okay? At this time, there's something karmically aligning for you here. And karma just is neither good nor bad. It just is what it is. Karma is the result of our actions. And you have some cards here that are talking about that, Gemini. In the middle, you have the Death card. So the Death card, it represents a transformation in one's life, okay? This person is going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. So when you see the Death card, it is really a positive energy indicating that you're transforming into something new. It can represent a change that's maybe happening as well during this period of time for you. But this is actually Kali Ma in this interpretation. Kali Ma is the Hindu goddess that is known as the destroyer of fear. And so some of you are overcoming, rising like the phoenix here, some level of fear that you may be carrying with you in your life. Okay, so I really like the combination here for you with the Death card, the Judgment. I think that some of you are having a really deeply transformative experience here, okay? Not just like the Death card on its own may indicate that, but when you get that combined with like the Judgment card, the Justice card, this is something that completely alter the projection of where you're going. And this could be good, by the way. This is, I think, probably going to end up being more positive for you. And what I would say is, like, there's this quote that I wanted to write down for this series of readings. And for whatever reason, it just felt like I needed to do it for this set of readings. But one thing I want to bring forward is this idea that sometimes the wrong train takes you to the right station. Sometimes the wrong train takes you to the right station. Okay? And as I'm looking at this here, it feels like you're sort of like being transformed or rerouted somewhere. Okay? And the path may seem wrong at first, but it's actually going to end up being right. Okay? So this is a deep reading. This is deep. In the first column, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Strength card. In each column, you have a major arcana. You've got the Strength card, the Death card, the Justice card. We started off with the Judgment energy. So there's a major theme playing out for you right now. Some of you have made very good progress at work, okay, with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, you've been really grinding, you've been really hustling, you've been really working hard with the Eight of Pentacles. You see this person's working away, they're wrapping up a project. There are other projects here on the post. And this can indicate good progress. This can even be a card of promotions as well. And I believe for Geminis, I've been talking about promotions in the tarot for quite some time now. This says that you have some talent. You can see this person's painting here, but it could be any, it's just indicative of a talent, okay, in the tarot. So you may have some innate gift or talent that you can use to profit from, Gemini. Let's see what else is going on here. You do have the Ace of Cups, which can be a happy new beginning in one's life unfolding. Could there be a transformative relationship showing up for you here? For the younger Geminis, possibly. Possibly. As you have the Ace of Cups, the King of Cups, and this idea of a transformation. Intuitively, this didn't feel like a love reading, but that's certainly possible for some of you here. Okay, you then have the Strength card, which is really a card of willpower, fortitude, strength, courage, overcoming a problem or a challenge that may be in front of you, and having like an unlimited amount of power to be able to go through whatever you may be going through here. You see the infinity symbol above this person. So I think that, like, what I would say is, like, transformations are not easy, right? This idea of going from the caterpillar to the butterfly, it must be hard to go through that for the caterpillar and the butterfly, right? It must be hard to go through something like that. So transformations are not exactly always pleasant or easy, but usually there's something good that comes out of it. I think most people would rather be a butterfly than a caterpillar, right? So this is kind of what I'm feeling for you here at this time. In the middle, you have the King of Cups, the Death card, and the Eight of Swords, okay? So with the King of Cups, I feel like some of you here, there may be a little bit of choppy waters that you're looking to kind of wade through at this time. Give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. There may be a little bit of choppy waters here that some of you are looking to wade through at this time. But you have all of the tools in your toolkit to do this. The King of Cups is somebody who's really capable of handling any sort of like emotional swing that they're going through, which we all go through emotional swings in life. But you have a lot of tools in your toolkit here with the Eight of Pentacles, the Strength card, and this King of Cups. So I like this for you. Yeah, the waters may be a little choppy right now, but you're ready to handle it. You may not see the light at the end of the tunnel right now with this Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card that can indicate that you're feeling a little restricted right now in where you are. And this may mean that there's a little bit of resistance around something that you're going through, okay? So maybe some of you want to take a leap forward. Maybe some of you want to initiate a transformation with this Death card, but the Eight of Swords may suggest that you're having a hard time kind of taking that step, okay? Because you're bogged down by the thoughts, you're bogged down by the what-ifs. Each one of these swords represents a thought, okay? So for those of you who are wanting to initiate change or initiate transformation, this feels like a green light for you to go for something, but at the same time, there's a lot of like questions or what ifs that some of you are maybe kind of going through during this period of time here. In the final column, you do have the Knight of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so recently one of my subscribers commented and said that the Seven of Swords could be interpreted as like a calculated risk, which I really like. This is actually the first time I'm thinking about the Seven of Swords in this way. So the Seven of Swords, I think maybe some of you have taken some sort of like risk or leap of faith here, and you're not exactly sure how it's going to play out, or like you're not exactly sure kind of what the end result will be. And maybe some of you are just a little bit concerned about that here, as you have this Seven of Swords with the Eight of Swords. Again, I think this is a great like opportunity for you to realize that sometimes in life we get a little bit rerouted in the right direction. Even if we feel like we're not going on the right direction, sometimes the universe will reroute us to where we need to go, right? And again, sometimes the wrong train will take us to where we need to go, and it'll take us to the right station. And I think that for some of you who are really wanting to make a change here with this Death card, you could really see that come through for yourself. With the Justice card, Justice and Judgment, this is all about like kind of seeing the result of this risk or this transformation that you've undergone, and it hitting you kind of like really strongly, okay? This may be a really strong sort of like come to Jesus moment or realization about something that you have initiated or undergone here. You then have the Knight of Pentacles, which I really like for you. This can indicate results in some way that may be coming forward. The Knight of Pentacles is also a hard work card. So with the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, this card, both of these cards indicate that you're in a period of hard work, but you're also getting results born out of this hard work that you have been exhibiting. And so I really like that for you. I think that this is also like a reading. I think part of the message here for you is to continue doing what you're doing, because it feels like you're on the right path, even though you may not be. Okay, with this idea of a strong transformation, this strong like aha, or this strong enlightenment, or come to Jesus, however you want to talk about it. Like, I think that you're on the right path here, but it may not exactly feel like it. And yeah, all right, let's go ahead, and I want to get more details for you here, Gemini. So let's start to clarify this situation even more and see what's coming forward for you. We'll take a look at the Oracle cards, and then we'll move into the Tarot cards. Now, I'm actually using the 22 Archangels Oracle by Kyle Gray. I think I have all of his Oracle decks, and this is the first set that I've used his this 22 Archangels on. Let me know if you resonate with this deck. I think I'm liking it so far, but all right, let's go ahead and pull some of these. On the bottom, you have Ariel, Sacred Activist, protect what is right and just, let love lead the way. This idea of like continuing forward with this transformation that you're undergoing, I think is something that you want to protect for yourself at this time. What I'm not entirely convinced about is what this transformation is around. I do see work energy here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, like your job, your career, but for others of you it may be love, for others of you it may be something else. This is why we need to clarify. But protecting that. You then have Charity, Pillar of Service. Serve with a gracious heart and know God is serving you. And on this note, I should just say that like, even if you are not a God person, you can still take these cards in mind. I view this more of as an energy, okay? This idea of like God in these cases, like an energy or frequency, just FYI. And if you are, that's great too. You have Azrael, Transcendence. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story. Own your story. So this, again, we're seeing actions here. What actions have you taken, or what actions are you taking? And can you own those? Can you own the steps that you've taken, the actions that you've taken, the things that you've done up to this point with the Death card, the Justice card, the Judgment card? These are all very, very important messages right now for you. You then have Daniel, or Danielle. divine discernment. Trust in the messages within. They are divinely guided. You then have Raguel, waves of healing. Be open and vulnerable, as this will initiate healing and harmonious resolution. Okay, so I think you're absolutely getting some answers here for sure during this period of time. One of the deeper readings I've done because of this 3-card combination that I keep referring to, it's pretty strong actually. All right, let's go ahead and clarify these tarot cards. Now, Gemini, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I do hope things are going well for you, Gemini. All right, let me go and get a shuffle in here. All right. So you have the Lover's card. That is your energy here, Gemini. You have 7 of Swords again. And the 5 of Wands. Some of you are wrestling with the decision that you've made here in the past. Okay, you're not sure if you've made the right choice or decision, for sure. You're not sure. There's something that is sort of causing some interference here mentally for you. I think you're going back and forth. Did I say the right thing? Did I take the right action? Did I make the right move? Did the risk that I took, is the risk that I took going to pay off? This idea of a 5 of Wands here in the lower row, that's an internal conflict. The Lovers indicates an important choice if it's not about your relationship. And the 7 of Swords could be like a risk, calculated risk, or a strategy that you may have taken on in your life. It can be a deception as well, by the way. Usually, I'm trying to look at the 7 of Swords in a positive way. 7 of Swords, it can indicate, it's a toxic energy. It can indicate like deception. It can indicate somebody like backstabbing you or pulling something over on you. That type of energy here. But I feel like this is more based on this reading. It feels more like you're like really like conflicted about some choice you've made, maybe something you've said, some action you've taken. Okay, you will get the result of that here in the future, just FYI. Okay, you have the 4 of Swords, you have the World, and the 6 of Swords. Okay, so I love that the World is showing up here. Okay, World represents completions in life, and it comes after the Judgment card. So I really like this. To me, it would suggest that whatever you're stressed about here, it seems like it's pretty well aligned for you. It's pretty positive. The road from point A to point B here may not be exactly a straight line. Okay, there may be some twists and turns. The waters may be a little choppy, but you're going to eventually be on the right path, and eventually this is going to end up working out. You're going to have success here with the World and the Death card. And this may even, again, lead you to a new place here with this 6 of Swords. It does feel like this is more of an important thing. The 6 of Swords can indicate rites of passages. Rites of passages in life are very important to undergo and go through. And so for some of you here, this situation that you may even be like second guessing, or that you're worried about, like, what will the outcome be? Did I do the right thing? I think that this will end up working out for you, but it's interesting that it may take you on a unique or an interesting journey. Okay, here with this 6 of Swords for sure. 4 of Swords, you can't worry about the things out of your control. You really can't. With the 4 of Swords and the King of Cups, whatever's out of your control, it's time to put your mind at rest and put your mind at ease. This person is putting their mind at rest and ease here. They are praying. You can see their hand is in a prayer stance. You could say that they're meditating or praying or whatever the case may be. You may want to call on spiritual support at this time for sure. If you have your own deck of cards, you may want to pull your own cards. You may be interested in looking at astrology or anything like that at this time. But I think there's something about calming the mind in however you do that for yourself, Gemini, I think is definitely a message for you during this period of time here. For sure. I do think that this could be a life-changing situation. Okay, this isn't going to be for everyone, but if there was ever a combination of cards that would indicate a life-altering or life-changing situation you have them. I mean, with the World, the Justice, the Judgment card, this idea of the Six of Swords going through a rite of passage or a transition, these are big cards, okay? These are really, really big cards. So, yeah, let's see what else we have here. You have the Four of Cups, you have the Page of Pentacles, and you also have the Two of Wands. So I said I was going to try to get specific, but we keep pulling different cards of different suits, right? We've Wands, Swords, Cups, Pentacles, right? So it's more so, this reading is more so about second guessing or going back and forth on something that you've done. And I almost feel like saying take it easy on yourself at this time, Gemini, okay? You will get news here for sure. The result will be based, everybody will get the outcome they deserve in this situation. All parties will get the outcome they deserve with the Justice card and the Page of Pentacles. It seems like this will be pretty positive for you, but it could go either way. It depends on what you've done up to this point. So that's just me being honest. The Two of Wands is also a card of potential, so I like this for you. So you have that with the Seven of Swords twice. I think some of you are definitely very interested in taking some type of risk in your life, okay? And yeah, I would say get moving on this, okay? If this is, make sure it's calculated though, okay? Get moving on this though, because the Four of Wands asks you to not wait around for too long, okay? This person has an opportunity here, and they want to make sure to take advantage of the opportunity and not sit under the tree forever, you know? So for some of you, it may be an opportunity for you to really get moving on something, okay? And you have a strong backbone here, or a strong, yeah, I'll say strong backbone of hard work, or I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll just say strong backbone. But you have a strong foundation or framework of hard work, I think is the better way of saying this, okay? You're ready to do hard work is what I'm saying. You then have the King of Pentacles on the bottom, definitely looking at your habits and your routines at this time. Let's see what else we have here. We'll take a look at the Kipper energies for you. And yeah, if you have any Aquarius in your chart, I would also take a look at the Aquarius reading. Very similar. Yours is deeper though. Yeah. Let's see what else we have. All right. We have the Courthouse. Change. What do I hear? Is that like an ice cream truck? Huh. You know that like sound when you hear an ice cream truck? There's like usually like a tune that goes with it. That just drove by. Huh. Okay. Yeah, there it is again. You have court, change, coffin, wealthy man, house, and adjudication. Maybe there's something going on here. This is a moving card. Bags packed, cars ready to go. They're moving out of this apartment into a new one. With house, some of you may be changing house, and there may be some deadline here with the adjudication and judgment energy. Something about this. There may also be like a legal situation showing up here, for sure, for some of you. With the Justice card, judgment, adjudication, courthouse, these could all be legal energies. Plus we have the Swords energy here. Coffin is like the Death card. There's just a change or transformation that's really, really strong for you that's going on at this time. Okay? I like the wealthy man for investments. Some of you may be wanting to invest in a house in some way, but you're trying to figure out, like, can I do this? Is it worth the risk? This type of energy. This is definitely heavy on your mind with this concern card, for sure. You're definitely anxious about it. All right, Gemini, I think this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.